Papa Bear, don't be jealous, but I spent a whole hour today with my God influencer, Carrie, my brother, Carrie. And let me tell you, I started out telling the group about how this was my worst year. But it turned out to be my best year because it brought me closer to God. So Carrie came to speak after me, and he said, look, Lee, don't say that. You should start it off saying, this was my best year because it brought me closer to God. And so I'm rolling with that. This was my best year ever, guys, because it brought me closer to God. And I want the whole world here with me, closer to God. I tell them about how God just uses Carrie just to reveal his presence with me, guys. Like this verse from 1 John 4:16. I think that's the most important verse in the Bible. That God is love, and those who live in love live in him. Right? So this verse has been showing up for me all over the place. It's just like a special little wink that I have going on with God lately. I even have goosebumps, guys. Thinking of this verse. So yesterday I was talking to my sister-in-law, Ima, and she asked me if I had my niece's number, Tommy. I said, I'm going to go make sure I have the right number, so I'm going to go text Tommy for the verse. Can you believe of all the verses that showed up for Carrie to read in a message that I sent Tommy from last year, November of last year, guys, was him speaking of this verse, the 1 John 4:16. And nobody can tell me that was just a go. It's a dance. It was God revealing another glimmer of his presence, like he planted that video for me there, man. Just as a reminder that his presence is with me, guys. You see how Carrie just reveals God to me? Like I listened to the video that I did recently of how my husband called me at 3:11. And 3:11 is my reminder to be still and know that God is God, right? The Psalm 46:10. So I'm looking at the 3:11 like, God, did you have my husband to call me exactly at that time? Just to remind me of that verse, right? Driving home of all the Carrie messages, I just click. The very verse showed up from Carrie. Of over 1,000 videos, I've recorded of him. I'm Carrie's official stalker, guys. And God would just use Carrie to reveal his presence with me, And this video is such a special one to me because it was about how Carrie had to let go of a driver. But the driver said, Carrie, I had to make the best decisions for my family. And that's where I am, guys. Every decision I make, I have to say, what is best for my family? Not about me and my personal happiness. No. My happiness goes to the back seat. Like, you can sit over there for a minute. I got to be here, and I got to be the mama. I got to be the mama and the wife for this family that's counting on me. I think that's where we go wrong, guys, looking for this happiness. No. We got to ask, what is the best decision for my family, my team, my peeps? Like, I feel bad having to ask my daughter, Julie, to pray for me all the time, right? I say, Julie, what prayer you have for the mama today? And the other day she said, Mommy, I just pray for us to be aware of God's presence with us. What kind of a 20-year-old prays like that, guys? Mommy, I pray for us to be aware of God's presence with us. Fast forward to this morning, I'm listening to YouTube, right? That was a couple days ago that I'm listening to this prayer from Julie. And YouTube, not me, YouTube picked this video from Dr. Charles Stanley. The awareness of God's presence. How could my daughter be in sync with Dr. Charles Stanley, my 20-year-old daughter? Huh? The awareness of God's presence. And I asked her, I said, Julie, so do you have God winks like me? She said, no, Mom, I just look around and I feel God's continual presence with me. Huh? So that's where I want us all, that we don't have to be searching for God winks. We could just know with all of our hearts that God himself is with us, guys. Okay? So we're changing the mindset. This wasn't my worst year. This was my best year because it brought me closer to God. And I don't want you guys to miss out. Tell God, today is the day. Today is the day I want to recommit my life. Recommit or commit, whatever one. Commit my life to walking with you. No greater friendship than this, guys. Look at how he would go to plant that video from Carrie from over a year ago. And the title of the message is God's Perfect Love Drives Out Fear. You guys understand that? God's perfect love drives out fear because we are relying on that 1 John 4:16. We're relying on that love from God, man. We're relying on it. That no matter what we face, we know that Papa God himself is with us. The verse of Psalm 23:4. I think it's Psalm 23:4. But Psalm 23, guys. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For God himself is with me, guys. So don't play around with your relationships. Say to God today, 2025, may 2025 take me closer and closer and closer to you. Let's recommit our lives to be better people on behalf of God in the world.